And
Oh,
$9.99. We did it!
Carrie's favorite.
It's not my best work because we were kind of in a pinch.
A million subscribers, something that took me 7 years, 3 months, and 20 days to get to from my first YouTube upload. But creating videos has been something I've been doing since the very start. Okay, maybe not that far back. A few more years. Okay, early teenagers. There. That's when I got my hands on a camera for the first time, and immediately I just fell in love. It's like I wanted to record everything. It was just a matter of time before I started filming masterpieces with Dylan, such as...
Are you a ghost?
Yes! I just had so much fun making every type of video, and I want to say 2006 is the first time I ever made a vlog. I can't sing it. Before I knew it, it was 2007 when I graduated high school, and my grades were not going to get me anywhere, so I moved to Los Angeles with some hopes and dreams. LA was a new and fun and exciting adventure, new friends, new opportunities, and I basically just took any job or gig I can get to get on set. I even did a ton of background extra work, so don't be surprised if you randomly see me in the background of different TV shows or movies. I also got some editing work and then got a few directing gigs, and it was all very exciting and fun. My career was growing fast, my cinematography jobs were getting bigger, the directing jobs were getting bigger, the paychecks were getting better, the parties were getting bigger, and I got to travel the world and meet interesting people. Felt like I was finally on this fast track to success, but for some reason I was feeling really unhappy and empty. And I would just daydream about the days my friends and I would go out with a camera and have fun, come up with ideas, film it, edit it. I felt like there was no limitations to how creative we were allowed to be, and that's honestly the aspect of filmmaking that I really fell in love with in the first place. My mom was a piano teacher, and she always told me that you never just play the keys, you have to feel the music. And that's kind of how I felt with my videos. You know, I had an emotional connection to everything I created. But it started to feel like the more I tried to put my heart into a video or the more creative I tried to be, the more the executives would just cringe. But they're right, billions of people on this planet. My ideas aren't special. I should just be grateful for the jobs that I'm getting, get in line, collect the paychecks, and as a creative outlet, I could just post videos in a small corner of the internet. And just like that, I was back to where it all started, when my passion was at its highest. I feel like I had just gotten these creative handcuffs taken off me. I was creating content again for the craft out of the passion, and I didn't expect it to go anywhere at all. But
Dude, we're so close to 300 right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like we could hit 1,000 pretty quick. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna take us till the end of the year.
Like, to not hit it would mean you just literally stuck.
Yeah. This is insane. So my goal was to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I almost gained 1,000 subscribers today. Just hit 3,000 subscribers. Woo woo! My voice.
Oh, Dylan, aren't you excited?
Yeah, generally.
what's this video about again? Oh yes, cameras. All right, 300,000. Oh, goes still. Oh my God! I've done it. Oh, yes. Oh my God.
Get it? 1 million. They didn't have a maple bar, so I had to get the one with the heart-shaped one. And I got a mini donuts because we were trying to eat healthier. $1 million.
Did you get them when the red light was on?
No, I think they said it.
Take him back. In the last couple of days, I've just been kind of going back and looking at some of the old videos from 7 years ago when we really got started. And I've just been kind of reflecting on the wild ride that being a YouTuber has been, starting from uploading paragliding videos in my old apartment to all of us tasering and pepper spraying each other in the hopes of going viral, and twists and turns and ending up in places that I never thought I would be in. It just reminds me of how surreal this is. But looking back at some of my original videos, man, that's over 7 years ago. I mean, that's a long chunk of time. And of course, there's people that have gone to 1 million subscribers like that. Like, you know, they blow up. I'm definitely not that. I'm like the turtle in the race, right? It's just slow and steady. But when that growth started happening, I remember just thinking, like, how long could this possibly last? Like a year, 2 years, 5 years tops. And here we are at 7 years, and a lot of you guys have been here for a majority of the ride, or maybe the whole ride. And it is wild that I have supporters like you guys. So thank you so much. I feel just so lucky and fortunate and grateful for the support that you guys have given us the whole time. And I want to kind of share some of the most honest thoughts I can come up with when it comes to the things that I feel like I did well and helped me get here, and also the things I did wrong could be useful advice to many of you guys, because if you're watching this channel, you're probably a creator or filmmaker or YouTuber, whatever, of some sort, right? And while I was trying to round out this list, one of the first things I realized is that everything is kind of like a balancing act. It's not like do this or do that. A lot of it is like trying to find the sweet spot, right? So a good example is something that I've been struggling with somewhat recently, which is like, what kind of content should I be making? The type of content I've been making, which is kind of the foundation of this channel, or if I'm getting a little tired of doing that, like, should I switch over to something that I'm excited about? Maybe it's hamsters. I don't know. The answer is somewhere in the middle. So I want to respect what made this channel what it is, but I need to continue to evolve the content in order to stay inspired, be emotionally connected to the content, have fun being creative. Next thing on the list is something that I think is actually really important, and it's something I've really just like believed in the entire time I was doing this, which was create content that you want to see. You ever watch that movie Mrs. Doubtfire? I mean, that was one of the classics that I grew up watching. But there was always one line that Robin Williams said that really stuck with me for my entire life, which was,
You gotta personalize it. Make it fun and entertaining. If it's something you'd enjoy, they'd enjoy it.
That's what I'm interested in.
Bingo.
if it's content that you would want to see, it's content they'd want to see. And I think one of the common mistakes is for people to watch a bunch of content and they go, oh, these are the things I like, so I'm going to make that content that I like. But that's stuff that you have seen. You should be thinking about things you want to see. Another thing that I feel like has really been helpful for me to get here is I feel like I've always put in the extra work to go the extra mile. I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the most good looking person. I'm not special in that many ways, but I do put in the work. But again, it's that balancing act of that sweet spot, because the other thing I wanted to say is that burnout is kind of like a landmine. You know, you don't realize that you stepped onto a landmine until, you know. I feel like there's a lot of YouTubers that experience burnout, myself included. I definitely went through a big phase of being just really burnt out, and I learned a lot from it. My 2 cents on burnout on YouTube is that it's easy for it to happen because it's very easy to become a workaholic without realizing it, right? Because YouTube and making videos and creating content is fun, and then all of a sudden it gets to a point where you can spend as much time doing that thing as you want, right? So it starts to feel like you're getting paid to have fun, right? So why would you not do that? All of a sudden, that's all you do 24/7. It engulfs your life. It becomes an addiction, really. So I think that contributes to mental health issues, just like any other sort of addiction, or, you know, being a workaholic. Essentially, the more you're aware of it, the more you can look out for signs of it, and it doesn't come in the same form for everybody. You know, for me, it really came in the form of irritability, anxiety. It was huge. Like, I was so nervous about everything, like super anxious all the time. So I think just staying aware of your mental state is important. And if you feel your stress levels just skyrocketing, then take a step back and really take a good look at how you're balancing your life and your time. And it really helps me to write it down to really get an understanding of if I'm neglecting my own health, my friends, family. You know, I definitely hit the brakes a couple times, and in hindsight, yeah, I did slow down the growth of the channel, but at the same time, I feel like my quality of life is better and I'm happier with the content I am putting out. So another example of that balancing act, right? Like, work hard, go the extra mile, but don't become a workaholic. Next piece of advice I have is to not pursue the algorithm, although like pursuing the algorithm is probably smart. You know, you're playing the YouTube game and the strategies and all that stuff and SEO. I don't pay attention to any of that, to be honest. And the reason why is because the algorithm is designed for one purpose, right? Which is to have the viewers be happy with the videos that they're being shown. It can really only measure that with a few metrics, right? Like click-through rate and watch time and all those things. But basically it has to take that data and try to calculate like, how interesting is this video? How good is this video? So if you make a good video, you don't have to trick the algorithm or anything. I don't know, maybe I should be paying more attention to the SEO and all that stuff, but personally I just try to focus on making the best videos I can for you guys, and the algorithm will recognize that and do its thing. The next thing I think is important is to realize that it is impossible to be right all the time. You know, it's never been done. But what you can promise yourself is that you can be honest all the time. That's something you have control over. When I was starting out, I would always tell myself to just keep it real, you know, just say it like it is. Don't try to outsmart your viewers or your audience. No matter who it is, they are smarter than you in one way or another. They know something you don't know or has experienced something you haven't. So with that in mind, it can be really harmful to let your ego get to you and start thinking you're smarter than everybody else. The thing I like to say is don't think you're the or else you will turn into right? Like this makes sense, right? Another thing that I've always been very mindful of is a view is not just a number or a stat that shows up on the analytics. It is people's time. Time is the most valuable thing that any of us have. It is finite, and life is unfortunately a one-way road. The hard truth is that right now is the youngest you will ever be for the rest of your life. So it's important to spend your time wisely. So I try to make sure that I'm not wasting anybody's time. You know, if you are new to YouTube and you're like, oh, I'm only getting like 10 to 20 views or 50 views, like think about it, 50 views. That's a lot of people to give you their time and attention. Inevitably, there's times where I'm just like, oh man, this video flopped or whatever. But I just did some calculations on the watch time that this channel has gotten, and it is over 1,250 years of watch time. It's mind-blowing. And my personal goal with every video is to make sure that whenever you guys finish watching one of the videos we make here, like I want you to, one, feel better. Like I want it to be a positive experience. And also another thing I heard is that it's impossible to think about something that's positive and negative at the same time. And with like neuroplasticity, you want to train your brain to think positively, because with positivity comes success. Not success causes I forget the line. Hold on. Let me look it up. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. Oh, yeah, there you go. Of course, I want my videos to be educational, but honestly, that's kind of the easy part. What makes it meaningful to me is if I can make it so that when you finish watching the video, you're in a better state of mind than when you started. Kind of like when you leave a movie theater after watching something really good, you walk out of there in just a good mood. I think that us being creators, we share a certain mindset with the world, and I think it's important for us to be mindful of the fact that we do have a certain amount of control over how people feel, and we should be responsible with that. And the final thing that I wrote down here is to not let doubt slow you down too much. Right? Again, it's another thing that's kind of on that line. Like, obviously, if there's certain things that's going off in your head that's like, this is a red flag, maybe you should step away from it. But at the same time, there's a lot of times where I think that you might be working on a project and at first you feel passionate about it, and then 2 weeks in, you're editing it and you're getting ready to post it and you're like doubting yourself, like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? Oh my God, I'm gonna embarrass myself in front of everybody. I think a lot of people get to that point and just kill the project, which is something that I personally still sometimes do myself. And that is where being too much of a perfectionist can be harmful. Like right now, even this video, like I'm trying to be as, you know, honest as I can. And in a way, it feels vulnerable, but that's how I think a lot of some of the best stuff happens, is when you're willing to put yourself out there. So if you are working on a project and you're like, oh God, this is starting to feel stupid. Why did I even do that? You know, just know that like all of us feel that way all the time. Like me, all the time. This video, I'm still like scratching my head going like, is this the right video I should be putting out right now? But you guys have always been so supportive in the comments, which really helps me continue to drive forward. And that is the end of my list. Thank you guys again so much for 1 million subscribers. Like, it is just so unreal that we have reached this number that I can't even comprehend, to be honest. Like, I feel like I'm in a fairy tale, you know. I feel like Cinderella, you know, just dancing around, riding around in a pumpkin. Good stuff, man. So yeah, that's it. Click on stuff if you want. I'm going to continue partying it up, celebrating the 1 million. I've been on this like high. It's just like, wow, I'm so cool.